Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So Jay, I'm a little disappointed for Keith Thurman. Keith, one-time Thurman. We know that Keith Thurman was supposed to be back on December 9th to face Imantas Stanionis. Personally, I didn't believe he was going to beat Imantas Stanionis. I have my reasons. One of which is, the level of inactivity. We've seen how that has played out over the last several months. You need to be active in the sport, and Keith Thurman hasn't been in the ring in damn near 2 years. And by the time he actually gets back into the ring, I'm pretty sure it will be past the 2-year mark. At one point, Keith was the number one welterweight in the world. The loss to Manny Pacquiao started a downward trajectory for Keith Thurman. And it's unfortunate because he was riddled with injuries. I think he's partially been out of the ring because he's been looking for the appropriate fight in terms of the level of pay. We saw him in the ring with Barrios. It was a okay fight. I wouldn't say it was a great performance by Keith. And, there were a lot of rumors and speculation out there that Keith, after he got married, just didn't really have the passion for the sport. Now, he's been active in terms of talking over the last several months. He was rumored to be in line to have a fight with Errol Spence. That didn't materialize, of course, because Errol ended up fighting Terrence Crawford. And now you look at Keith. Keith is, I think, 34, 35 years old. And you got to ask yourself, I know there's a lot of Keith Thurman fans that are out there. Is it even possible for Keith to get back in the upper echelon of the welterweight division at this moment? 35 years old, it's not old. I mean, we saw damn near a prime Floyd Mayweather at 35 years old. We understand that, right? But Keith has been inactive for 2 years, dog. 2 years. And the last fight was against Barrios. Now, Barrios has definitely looked better since, right, with the Ugas fight. But still, it's a challenge, man. So what's your thoughts on Keith Thurman? And will he have the opportunity to return to welterweight supremacy, or is it a wrap?
I mean, as far as welterweight, he can, because the two tops aren't going to be there anymore. As far as Bud and Spence, that leaves Boots. I mean, just looking at
Stanionis.
Everyone else, Stanionis, he's been out of the ring for just as long as Keith. Keith was last fought in February 2022.
But he's younger.
So you have Stanionis, you have Boots, and who else you got? Not many. Not much else is at welterweight right now. Cody Crowley. I think Keith has a good chance of beating Cody Crowley. Alexis Rocha just lost to Giovanni Santillan. I think Keith can probably beat him. Jamal James, not word, no. Josh Taylor, he just got dominated at 140. He hasn't shown anything at 147 yet. So Rashidi Ellis already lost. Roman Villa already lost. So, I mean, it's possible if Keith can get, if Bud vacates those belts, Keith can get them.
No.
He can get them.
No. Stop it.
I'm not saying he can beat Boots or Stanionis. I'm saying he can get the ones that they're not fighting for.
Like
they can't fight all the belts at one time.
Where is he ranked? Where is he ranked by? So WBA is Stanionis, because I don't think he can beat Stanionis. Boots is IBF.
WBA is Stanionis. Boots is IBF.
Where is Keith ranked in the WBO?
Keith's only ranked in only one of them.
Exactly. So how the hell he's going to capture all those other belts if he's not even ranked in those by those sanctioning bodies?
He'll do what he have to. He'll do what he have to petition the WBC. Because remember, he was fighting the WBC eliminators like twice already. Why he's removed from the WBC, I do not know. But he was fighting. Remember, he's already run 2 eliminators in the WBC. So that could be the route that he could go.
Do you remember what Keith Thurman looked like against Barrios?
I do, but I'm not talking about beating Boots. I'm not talking about beating Emmanuel saying
Yeah. I'm not saying that though. You're talking about Keith Thurman that didn't look great against Barrios after a long layoff, and then that version of Keith Thurman has been off for 2 years.
I'm not talking he's just gonna go straight into a fight right now. He needs to get a fight or two before he
A
fights.
fighter at the rate that he's fighting, Jason, he'll be 40 if he gets 2 more fights. That's what I'm saying.
He'll be 45. Okay.
However old he's gonna be, right now he's 35 years old. He is on a downward trajectory in terms of his overall physical abilities, right? So if you're not marching to that beat and on that path today, meaning your next fight is going to be for a title, and then you are willing to then get into the ring with one of those young lions, because when I say return to welterweight supremacy, I'm not just talking about earning one belt. I'm talking about you need to at least be unified, which means you have to fight one of those. Okay, so how do you feel?
I'm just talking about getting the belt. I'm talking about getting the belt.
That's what I'm talking about.
Supremacy, he'll be in the top 5, top 4, because the welterweight division is changing. It's changing with the amount of people that have left the welterweight division. Look at the stand. Look at everyone's in the welterweight division right now. I don't give Keith a shot against Boots. I don't.
So let me pause here. Let me give you the definition of supremacy. I want to give it to you directly from the dictionary. Supremacy: the state or condition of being superior to all others in authority, power, or status, which means he will be number 1 at the welterweight division, which will require him to beat one of those guys.
Yeah, he ain't gonna beat one of those guys. He's not gonna beat one of those guys. I'm saying he could be in the running because it's a short list now. It's a short list in the supremacy. Now, supremacy, who I'm gonna pick, I got 2 people. If I'm just gonna pick who was the top dog at 147 outside of Bud right now, once Bud leaves, Boots, Emmanuel Stanionis. And I'm going with Boots as my number 1 guy. But if you're just talking about, we're talking about can he return similar and just get a belt so he can say he's up there? He can do that.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
If he stays away from those guys there.
I don't think.
But he ain't the best. No, definitely not.
I got a lot of respect for Keith Thurman. I don't want people to feel that I'm disrespecting Keith Thurman because
you are.
Well, no, I'm not, because it's my opinion. So it's not disrespect. But at the end of the day, I just feel like when you've been off for the man, Keith Thurman has had how many fights in the last 3 years? How many fights have Keith Thurman had in the last 3 years?
He's had 1 fight in the last 3 years.
Box rec. So let's see. Keith Thurman, last fight was against Barrios. He had it in
2022 and the 2019.
So in the last 4 years, he's fought twice, and he's 35 years old. Dog, that's gonna catch up. Keith Thurman's birthday is 11/9. No, sorry, that's not it. Hold on, let me Google it. Keith Thurman birthday. He's closer to 30. November 23rd. He'll be 35 years old.
He's 34 right now, man. No age people like that, man.
In 16 days.
He's 65.
I don't care if you think I'm 65. It doesn't matter to me. Anyway, you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to Keith Thurman. I think he's been dealt to some extent. I think he's been dealt a bad hand. To another extent, I think he brought some of this stuff on his own, because I think the way that he was trying to manage his career, I think, is partially why he's in this position today. But you guys tell us what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.